first met you, I am really inspired with your speech and your story. I think you're one of the few there that really like, I need to listen to this. So, can you please share why did you start Camino and what's the story behind it?
Well, at the moment that I decided to go in the Camino, I was going through a very particular situation. So it was an accumulation of things that has happened to me. And among those was that, the grief of my unborn child of 7 weeks. And alongside more things. And I got to a point where I woke up in the morning and nothing interests me anymore. So I love therapy, coaching, and all of a sudden it didn't matter anymore. Or I love, I don't know, going to the beach and getting along with friends. Nothing. So I observed myself for a few days because I said, okay, this is new, this is strange. Let's see. Well, I suppose it will pass at some point, right?
Yeah.
But after a week, I realized it wasn't going away. I was still feeling this emptiness, right? And then I started to think, okay, let's see what I'm going to do with it, right? Because as you said before, we all go through situations, and those situations bring us emotions and thoughts and everything. And if you just sit there,
Yeah.
they won't go away. They just going to sit there waiting for you to deal with them. That's how it is. So I started to think, and then it's okay. I listened to some audiobooks, and I said, okay, I know that one exit to whatever is happening to me that at that time I didn't know the name. Later I knew, right? But at that time I said, I don't know. I know that something that can help me is my physical well-being, because that's the base of all the rest. If you don't sleep well, if you don't eat properly, if you don't exercise, if you don't have proper breaks, forget about your mental, emotional, and social well-being. That's it. Yeah, because that's, you are in this body, and this body needs attention, right? So I knew that was the exit to whatever was happening to me, but I didn't have the motivation. So I was back to square one.
How long was this feeling of being like lost, or like you didn't know what's happening with
The thing is, it was not lost, because when you're lost, it's okay, I ask, I do. And it was like being in, when you go into a pool and you just leave yourself there, and you just know you are just floating, nothing else. That's it. That was it. But it's strange, because it was not like relaxed, calm. It was just like, I'm just there floating, right? So I knew the exit was, I had to start with my physical well-being. But this of, I'm going to the gym to get my physical health back, blah blah blah. Sorry, that doesn't work for most people. It doesn't. And now I recall the book you recommend to me about Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
That he give like, be useful, right?
Yes.
So in one of the chapter, he give an example. Say, when I spent some time in a gym looking people who wanders, with through the machines, and I reach out to them and say, why are you here? Because I can notice that he's not going anywhere. He's not just doing a routine. He's just doing and jumping from one place to another. And then he said, well, because no, I want to be stronger and to be that. I said, but why are you here? No, because um, now is the summer season and I want to, to be fit. Why are you here? And then finally the person would say, my doctor told me that I had to, because of my health, I have to do exercise. And then what the Schwarzenegger says, that doesn't motivate anybody. You just wander around, right?
Yeah.
So the same thing. So it was, I know, then I have to go to the gym, but it's strange. But normally the health is not a, enough reason or good enough, unless you are like in the dying bed, and then you have no choice, right? Which was not my case. So at the end, I started to see that alongside this emptiness, the other side was um, obsession, to just focus in details that would irritate me. And when I saw that, I said, okay, no, this has to stop. So I started to think, okay, yes, what could be a good reason to get fit, right? And one day walking, say, okay, Camino de Santiago. But the thing is that I didn't know what it was. I knew, because I heard it from many years living here, I knew that it was something that people would go and walk. And, and it was hard. But nothing more.
Okay, so the whole logic of it, you don't have an idea.
No, I just had the idea, okay, I'm going to walk the Camino, and I knew there was something to walk and that it was a challenge.
Okay.
Nothing more. And then I said, okay. It's I am sure I got help from, this inspiration didn't come, from myself. And I started to focus this obsession and this emptiness into finding out what was that, the Camino. Because of that, I'm going to go to the gym, right? And then I realized, because sometimes ignorance is a bliss, like that it was a pilgrim from centuries, and you walk and you get to the tombs of the St. James Apostles. And I thought, oh my God. So I read books and blogs, and I could channel, this irritation for details, and also this not understanding what was happening to me into that topic. And then I started to prepare myself, and I went to the gym, and got fit to do the Camino. And actually it was very important, because I was coming out, after I had my first, after I lost my baby, I got 2 illnesses, endometriosis, and in some bowel problems too. And at some point in those years, I couldn't leave the house, because I couldn't walk, because I was in a lot of pain.
Okay.
I had pain for 8 hours.
Wow.
And nothing that could actually help me, right? To just bear with the pain. So when I got into the gist of the whole Camino, I thought, okay, if I'm able to walk, then this is a good sign that my physical health is coming back.
Yeah.
But like really coming back, because at that time I was, let's say, okay, but not as good as I was before the whole situation, right? So that's how I got the Camino idea. It was, I think, some help from heaven.
So you had your first and second Camino
the same year, yes.
the same year.
Yeah.
So in your first Camino, this is new. This is fresh. What are the main lessons that you took from it during the Camino? Because I'm pretty sure when we do something new to us, and then it has now a meaning and a purpose. During that walk, I'm pretty sure we have something that we realize. What are those realizations or lessons that you learned during the Camino, and then after the Camino, when you had time to like deeper reflect what you just done, because it is big to accomplish something like that. It is big.
You know, there is a phrase in Spanish, I don't know the translation in English, but I'll say it, that it says, tú haz todos los planes que tú quieras y luego Dios hará lo que le dé la gana.
Okay, I understand a little bit of it.
It says that you do all the plans that you want, and then God will do
The
as
rest.
He please.
Yeah.
No, so as He please, whatever your plans are, it's like life will do what it's supposed to do, right? So my plan for that Camino was to arrive to Santiago the day of my birthday. And that was my birthday present to myself, right? So because of that, I had planned how many kilometers I would walk a day, where I would stop, the hostels and everything. And that was a plan, right? On my third day of walking, I had some pain in my leg, and I barely arrived to the hostel, and I was really frustrated because I had all planning, how many kilometers, besides the tension that I could see other people just passing by throughout the day. And what I was thinking at that moment, talking about the mental health, right? I was thinking, wow, I'm very slow. Wow, I won't get to my destination. Wow, everybody is faster than me.
You start comparing yourself.
Horrible. Horrible, right? And the thing is that it doesn't help. Actually, it's just some noise in your head that is impacting you in a negative way. And that, together with the third day that I had a very strange new pain in my body in a place that I didn't know that exists or what it was for, and then I had to stop. So I couldn't follow my plan. And I was super frustrated. And then, shit, now it's the third day and I already stopped and I cannot do it. I did that for 2 hours. After I arrived to the hostel, 2 hours complaining of how bad the situation was. And then I said to myself, okay, stop. You had enough time to vent. Good. Now you're going to go to sleep, and tomorrow life will tell, right? I had to stop that day, and then the day after I could walk again, right? And meanwhile I was walking, I realized what has happened for me in order to, why did I have to stop and why did I got that pain? So your question is, what was your reflection, right, during the Camino? One of them is that, and a very important one, is listen to your body. It's not a big secret. We all know that, right? The thing is that if you actually do it. So that happened to me the third day. But after, in another moment, I got another pain in another place that I didn't know what it was. And again, I had to slow it down, change my plans. And at some point, I said, okay, a ver, what's the deal, buddy? What are you telling me? Because you are in an obstacle of my plans, whatever we have in our head. And then I understood that my body was telling me, go slower. If you go slower, the body, I will accompany you. And then I say, okay, I'll do that. And actually, I started to enjoy the walking. Because before that was the plan and how I want to do it, blah, 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 all this mental noise. So one first lesson was, if you listen to your body, you probably will have a better time than you think. Yeah. In any situation, right? Or if you're listening to your body and it's telling you something, it can save you for a difficult situation too.
Yeah.
Because you can just stop on time, you can leave on time. Yeah.
Previously, are you the type that will plan something and you want that plan to happen exactly as it is? Or are you also the type that, this is before Camino, because I think during Camino and after Camino you realize that you have to take it slow, listen to your body. But before, are you the type that this is my plan, I want my plan to happen exactly as it is?
Not exactly as it is, but this is what I want to do, and then I focus on that. It's true. Even though I know and I knew that some things can change. Uh, but at that time with the Camino, all my energy was focused on that. I didn't have anything else to distract myself somehow, right? And this is my one goal. And if I cannot reach it, I had all these ideas of what failure would be, right? And at the end of the Camino, just 1 kilometer before I arrive, I normally take the time to stop and meditate a little bit. To when I walk into the final meters, well, actually the last kilometer, I will be present, not distracted by whatever. And when 1 kilometer before I arrived to Santiago, my first Camino, I started in a profound meditation, and I got the message that says you already won because you have conquered your own rhythm, and your own rhythm means what actually is going to help you enjoy life. It's I realized that when I was worried, all these people just passing me, and then what was causing that to me, that I had the idea that I wouldn't get to my place, that I was slower, da, 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 all this mental noise. And I wasn't actually paying attention to what I needed, what was my need,
Yeah.
doing the Camino. So at the moment that I started to listen more, to my body, then I understood, that in the Camino, as in life, when we go in a different rhythm than ourselves,
Yeah.
we are anxious, we feel
Mm.
lost,
Yeah.
yeah, we feel behind.
Yeah.
And why? Because we are in a rhythm it doesn't belong to us. And when
Yeah.
you are in a rhythm different to yours, you know
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah. I agree.
yeah. So
Yeah.
that's one of my first. And another one that I really love, because uh, there's another phrase in Spanish that says el camino provee.
Okay.
So the path provides. I don't know
Yeah.
if it's the right translation, but the thing is, every time that I needed help or something, someone would appear to help me. But so when I got my first,
The
pain,
pain.
this a Portuguese couple that were doing the Camino with their bikes gave me uh, a pill for pain in the middle of the walk. And then I found another pilgrim that I met in the previous hostel, and with him, he helped me walk until I arrived to the
Okay.
hostel. And then when I got the other pain that I didn't know what it was, that I had basically swollen my heel, and I thought that it was like a big blister, but actually it was something else. One pilgrim that I met briefly in the previous hostel as well, he was 84 years old. And then we were just talking, and then he said, no, I've been doing the Camino for 20 years. And I was like, shit, that's a thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I say, I have a pain, sorry, we were talking, right, but we were standing up. And then I said, sorry, I have to sit because I have a big blister. Like I have a huge blister. And then he said, You have what? I felt I have a huge blister in my heel. I said, let me see. And then I showed to him, and then he said, that's not a big blister. You have the synovial back swelling. So that's a thing in your
Yeah.
heel, you know, that it helps you do the amortiguation when you have a repetitive um, impact, right?
Okay.
And then he said, I'm a doctor, a retired doctor. So you have to do this, this, and that. And I was like, and then the next day he called me, did you do what I told you? Did you go to the pharmacy and you buy? I said, okay, I go. And because of him, I could actually arrive to, and the path life provides. The
Yeah.
thing is that we're too distracted to actually pay attention to what's providing.
Yeah, I like that quote because, sometimes when you go through your journey and you experience something just like what you had experienced there, and all of a sudden there is someone there that is perfect for what you need at that very moment, and you're not actually expecting it. It's just like it just appear out of nowhere. All of a sudden there's a doctor there, right?
Yes.
And there's a couple that can help you with what you need. And I think it sends a powerful message that in this world, you are not alone as well. You know? How about your second Camino? Did did the first Camino lesson really help you to, because you had a different, you had the same reason in your second Camino as well why you walk,
No,
or
I have a different one,
mm,
but I realized my second reason because of my first coming.
okay.
Okay, so once when I finished my first Camino, I felt super empowered, like really. And one thing I can tell you about all the Caminos is that now I just turned 43 years old,
Okay.
right? And I feel better now in my body than when I was 20. Because back then I was really disconnected.
Okay.
And now I can actually, feel my body, understand it, and I can trust it.
Mm,
So that part of trusting my body, it was one of the gifts from the Camino, from the first Camino, right? And with the awareness of what's your rhythm,
mm,
was actually your own rhythm. And if you stay truthful to your own rhythm, despite you know all the craziness that sometimes we have around, you will have this sensation of feeling fulfilled,
mm.
because in your own rhythm you are more able to actually understand what you want, what you need, what you desire, and how can you do it
Yeah.
in your way, the one that works for you.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a I think that's a powerful realization within you, because now I think it's I think now that I'm turning 40 in like a couple of years as well, I want to feel more connected to myself, because like in my 20s, I think more with a purpose in life.
Mm.
Because when you're in your 20s, even during 30s, it's still an exploring stage, right? I mean, we explore. I mean, even now we explore. But when you reach a certain age, I think you want to have like the real purpose in your life. You want to be in line with really in line with your values, and just like what you said, connected to your body, right? And when it comes to our mental well-being, I think if we're connected to ourselves, it's easier to protect that and to take care of that. because you know deep down inside of you what's happening. And if something comes in, there will be challenges in life, but I think you'll know what to do.
Yes, it is. You will know. The challenge is not to know. The challenge is to stop and listen, so you can actually listen the answer because it's there.
Yeah.
I love a phrase that I hear several times in one of my meditations. That is, all that you seek is already within you.
Hmm.
So, do you have the time to stop and listen? What is within you?
Yeah.
And that's scary for a lot of people.
I think one of the takeaways that I have is that when I am going through something, I really need to pause and just let it breathe for a moment. Because when I try to find the solution already to my problem or take actions right away, sometimes it just mess up with my head. So what I do is to, okay, I recognize that there is a problem. I recognize that my emotions right now is a roller coaster.
Mm.
I recognize that I'm not feeling good right now and this scares me, or I'm not well at the moment. But if I pause and take a moment to give my body and my mind to just not do anything, later on I feel like I have more strength
Mm.
to to navigate that situation of mine. Like what is, because I had time to just reflect on what is actually happening, what would be the best solution, instead of jumping into the problem right away and not giving yourself time to recognize the situation that you're in. So that for me, that's what I do as well. And it helps me with my mental health as well, because I don't force myself to just be in a situation where I feel like I'm just gonna go lost in this. So
But I don't know how many of the people you know have uh, this habit of this position when they encounter a challenge.
um well, I don't know, a lot.
A lot of them. So that means that you have a good environment around you.
Yeah, I think my circle at the moment, because they have more self-awareness now, they know when to stop. I mean, if we go when we're going through something, I think it's very common for us to jump into like, what do I need to do, because there's a feel of a rush
Hmm.
to solve the problem, and you don't want to be in this position anymore. But when you have self-awareness, you know that you need to recognize this situation first, and that you need to let your body take time to absorb, and not to ignore it, not to reject it. I think it's okay to recognize whatever your emotions is, and then later on find the solution that you actually need to do. But yeah, in my circle, I think not the younger ones. I think the younger ones,
Are in that
they
exploring part of life,
the
right?
exploring part, they need more, they need more guidance. And but honestly, even I, Carolina, sometimes when it's too much, like things are happening just all at the same time, it's there's a challenge to just, okay, this is gonna be okay.
That's I found a phrase from the first learning of the Camino that I told you that is connected to this, which is life supports you in every possible way.
I know I really like having conversations with you about this kind of topic. I think I learn a lot from you as well, and that your experience, it's so it's so wide that you have so many things to share, and it always touches someone else's. No, it's true, and I just want to say tell you that now.
In the first Camino, I was in the transition of getting back my health, my physical and emotional and mental health, my whole health. And in that Camino, I had a dream that, because I also, as a well-being coach, I work with dreams and their
Mm,
meaning. So I guide the person to understand the meaning of their dreams,
okay.
which is very unique to this person, right? And I had a dream that I couldn't get the real meaning while I was working. So when I arrived to Barcelona back here, I asked for help, and a friend helped me to. She walked me through the meaning of the dream, and in the dream, I was asking myself, because how it works, you can go to sleep and ask in dreams an answer to whatever challenge you're having. That's one ritual, one way, right? And I asked myself, how could I get my full health back? And the answer came in a very weird dream, one of the weirdest that I had. And I couldn't get the gist of the meaning of the dream. So when I came back to Barcelona, I asked this friend, and meanwhile she was guiding me to understand the meaning. At some point, she asked me a very crucial question. You know, those questions that,
Had you thinking?
yeah, like that give you, you know, these few minutes of shock, right? And then she asked me, where is your confidence and faith in life
Mm,
about the process that you're going through? And I replied to her without thinking, I lost it when I lost my baby.
mm,
And when I heard myself saying that, I was like, wow, so I actually lost faith in life. It's a big thing, huh? When you say I just don't trust life anymore.
yeah.
And then that's when I decided to go back to the Camino, so I gained back my faith in life. And in this transition, I realized that what it's called trust in life or faith in life is, for me, has always been that you know, these different things that happen to you, like you know, you meet someone, actually the one you needed to meet. And
Yeah.
so exactly what happened to me in the first Camino. So if I open my eyes and my heart, someone, something is going to come and help me, because that's what it is. So I came back to the second time with the purpose to gain back my faith and trust in life, and to, you know, to test again. And the Camino provides.
Yeah.
It did. The second time I had again something else in my food, I couldn't walk, and someone in the same room I was sleeping on helped me, and I could get to Santiago. So
All those quotes that you believe in, actually just the path. What's the quote about the path, in Spanish?
el camino provee.
El camino provee. Yeah. So it provided you with everything that you need.
And more.
Yeah. Yeah. That you had so many experiences and proof during that Camino.
Yeah.
And you know, every time you experience something, there's always someone, there's always like a heaven sent, like, this is for you, this is what you need, this is for you, trust in, like the whole meaning of you going there again is to regain trust. And now it proves to you.
One time in this second Camino, I was thinking in my head, I didn't say anything. Was it's been already 4 days that I've been walking, and it's weird that I haven't talked, let's say, in a profound manner with someone, you know. And that day I was having a little bit struggle to walk because I'm not a morning person, so I was like with the, heel a little bit, and I was thinking this. I swear, some second, hello. Shit. Yeah. It was like, and then a Australian woman said to me, "Hey, hello." I said, "Hello." I said, "Don't you remember me?" I said, "No." No. I said, "I'm the one who took the photo of you when you were departing from this city 4 days ago." I was like, and then I recognized you because of your pants, and I was like, ah. And then we started to talk and had a minimal conversation and helped me with that moment of struggle physically. It was,
Yeah.
like, where is the hidden camera? You know,
Yeah,
there was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Like you can see everything that I do and what I think right
but
now. Okay, I'm gonna send you someone right now to help you get through this.
it is quite impressive. I was like, okay. Hmm.
I'm excited to go to Camino now because of your story, because I feel like people are nice. They, well, I'm going there solely because I like to walk. Um, but at the same time, I think it's going to be an accomplishment to walk that far. Um, but I think there are many people just like you who have like deeper meaning why you want to walk that Camino. And I'm pretty sure there are many other people there as well, like have a serious reason why they want to walk that Camino.
I think you also have a serious reason.
Maybe just I just haven't really talked to myself and like really reflect like what is it? Maybe I haven't had the time to sit
But
down.
it doesn't matter because you will find out.
Yeah.
Walking, you will find out.
I had a walk recently. Um, I It was 65-kilometer walk from here to Villanova,
Mm.
and I've always wanted to walk alone because I just feel like I'm too dependent with my husband every time we go on the mountain hike. I enjoy it. I like it. I like spending time with them. But since we moved to Finland and we started hiking more, and it's a proper forest there, there's always a bit of me that's scared. But at the same time, there's a big part of me that says, you can do it on your own. But I never did. And then I he said he's gonna go walk for 100 kilometer, and then all of a sudden I decided I'm gonna walk 2 next week, which I did. And I have seriously less preparation than him because I just want to prove to myself that I can do it and that I can be scared, but I can still do it. I can be scared, but I can be brave as well.
Actually, the only thing you need to be brave is to be scared.
Yeah.
Because if you are not scared,
Yeah.
then you're not brave,
Yeah.
actually.
Yes. Yes. So I did. I walk on my own. It was the first time ever in my life I walk in the deepest, like the inside of the forest where you can't see anything. Like it's all bushes, like tall grasses, and you can't see any paths. Like there's nothing in there. I did not feel scared, like the panic, but I just want to get out there
Quickly.
Yeah, quickly. But I did have the map, so which helped. But during that moment, I was feeling already proud of myself. Like I'm gonna get out of this mountain, and I'm gonna say to myself that I walk on my own. it wasn't just 10 kilometers, it wasn't just 20 kilometers, it was 65 kilometers with the aim of going 100. I didn't do the 100-kilometer, maybe next time. But yeah, just, and it helped me mentally because I know that if I can do this, I can do other things as well. I think there's like a domino effect as well. You know, your body can do it, but at the same time, mentally, you're like, you're fixing something there, right?
Yes, and then now we can come back to your question, about what do I have learned from the Caminos and the whole of, someone that is struggling, mentally struggling. And one important piece is you have to get back to the basics, right? The basics are your body.
Yeah.
It is there is a clear impact of what you are eating, how are you sleeping,
Mm.
um, exercise. But it's when I'm saying exercise, I'm not even saying go to Zumba in the gym, right? It's more than that. It is your body needs movement
Yeah.
because your blood is constantly circulating, your air. But the thing is that you are, like days, you spend days in this position with the computer, just barely moving and so on. It's just too difficult that you get even proper oxygen to your brain. So how are you going to find any solution or any creative idea if you don't feed your body properly? And this feeding is not just food, it's rest,
Yeah.
it's movement. So um, the basics about mentally speaking, um, and also, for example, during the pandemic, one thing that I did, I already had the practice, but I did it even more. I stopped watching the news. I'm a journalist, as a main career, from I graduated from college. Then I did some other things, right, to become a well-being coach. But I stopped watching the news. Why? Mostly, I don't know, more than 95% of the news are bad news.
Exactly.
What do you think that's doing to your brain, to your head? And it's not about disconnecting from the world. I think this is a personal decision. Uh, but it's how what you are seeing or listening to is helping you live, enjoy, solve anything that's happening to you. So how is that helping you? That's the question.
Yeah.
It could even be like an addiction, the news, because it connects you to something that it keeps you uh, distracted from what you actually need to be doing. Right? So mentally, watching the news, no, not a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Meditation or mindfulness or this, you can even do the active meditation, which is walking. But walking, being conscious that you're walking, not with your AirPods and listening to music and or just walking because I have to go to the grocery store. No. Walk with yourself. How that's, what do you say to yourself when you're just walking? All of those things can help a lot with the mental well-being.
Yeah.
And the food is super important. There is a clear link also, the impact of what you eat and what does in your bacteria, your microorganisms in the bowels, and then how that impacts your mood. If you're eating Cheetos and Coca-Cola and McDonald's all the day, it's going to be hard that you feel good, and that you have a clear mind to think, or even that you have that you feel better, emotionally speaking.